In this video, we are going to simplify fractions. Here's our fraction, 14/49. We need to find the factors of the numerator and denominator. So 1 and 49, 1 and 14, those are pretty easy. So now we have to figure it out on what the other factors are. 2 times 7 gives us 14, and 7 times 7 gives us 49. So we'll only write that 7 once for 49. Now we're going to find the greatest common factor. The greatest common factor, meaning what is the largest number that they both have? That's 7. So we are going to divide the numerator and the denominator by the greatest common factor. So 14/49 we will divide by 7/7. Now it's important that we understand that this is 7/7. 7/7 equals 1. So what happens when we divide a number by 1? Well, we should get the same number. So whatever we get when we simplify this fraction will still be equal to 14/49. It'll have a different appearance, but it is exactly the same amount. So 2/7 is equal to 14/49. Alright, let's dive in here. We have 30 42nds. So we are going to find the factors of both numbers. So there are the factors, and then you can see here I've already figured out what is the greatest number that they have in common. Now that's not the only factor they have in common, right? They both have 1, they both have 2, they have 3, they have 6. But it's important we find the greatest. If we find the greatest, then we should only have to divide one time. If we decide that we don't want to find the greatest, and we use, say, 2 instead, 2 halves, we will not simplify it. We'll have an equivalent fraction, but it won't be simplified, and we would have to divide again. So by choosing the greatest common factor, this should cut our work down. So we're going to divide by 6/6. Remember that's 1. So 30 42nds divided by 1 would still be equal to 30 42nds. Well, that's going to be 5/7. All right, example 2 here we have 8/40. So we're going to find the factors of both numbers. You can see that they have in common 1, 2, 4, and 8. So the greatest common factor is 8. So we will divide 8/40 by 8. 8/8 is 1, so 8/40 divided by 1 will still be equal to 8/40, but in this case it will look like 1/5. And there you go. Remember, dividing by the greatest common factor will get the job done in one step. And if you don't find the greatest common factor, you're going to have to remember you might have to divide more than once.